If you want to learn how to grow your impact and your income online on this thing called the internet, you've come to the right place. It's Nez Nation Live. This is office hours. If you're listening, watching to this on the replay, stick around because you're going to get some amazing information. You could get all your questions answered. So make sure you come on back. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, one and all, to another episode of Nez Nation Live. Office hours with yours truly, Professor Nez. It's so great to see you guys. Come on in. We've got a lot to cover today. I'm very, very excited, as I always am every Sunday, to see you guys, and I want to get right into it. If you're new to who I am Professor Nez, business owner, content creator. I've been in this game for a very, very long time, author, speaker. I don't want to bore you, but I'm obsessed and I love helping people to grow their impact and income online. It starts with impact. You got to start with impact. Then you get the income. And what does that mean? That means you got to help people. You got to give. The essence of living is giving. It's not serving in a negative kind of servitude kind of way or indentured servitude kind of way. It's understanding how to provide value to people, and real value, not just the word value, but actually, transforming lives and actually making a difference. When you make a difference, the money comes. So welcome to the show. It's so exciting to see everybody here. Look at that. We got Lewis in the house. I got to put my glasses on because I'm old. Dexter's in the house. Good to see you. Hey, Lewis, come on in. We got a question. Kimberly's in the house. Yes. Now, there is a form in the pinned comment on YouTube. If you're watching this on LinkedIn or somewhere else, feel free to just ask questions in the comments down below. So great to see you, Kimberly. We had such an amazing time on Clubhouse last night. It's great to see you, Lewis. It's great to see Joe. We got Sweeney Dunstan in the house. Let me know if the sound is okay, if I'm coming in okay. And we got a question from an amazing creator. I'm going to start off with this question right here, but just please feel free to fill out the questionnaire. There is a questionnaire in the pinned comments, and let me know if that's working too, mods. I hope it's working. I mean, at least I think I figured that out. We had a little bit of a funky deal last week with our questionnaire form. It was my fault. It was definitely my fault. But, I'm really, really excited to hear from you guys. I want to answer every question that you have. And so please fill out that questionnaire right there. We got this great question. Here's the cool thing about when I say, on Clubhouse, DM me, and I mean it. I'm not just saying that. If you have any questions or if there's any way I can help, like here we go right here. I'm going to answer this lovely, lovely individual who came on our Clubhouse room last night. Sis went vegan. And, okay, great. Thank you so much, Sweeney. I really appreciate it. And, she asked this question and I said, hey, can you make it to the live stream? And she said, I'm going to try. She's got a vaccination appointment. She's just an absolute sweetheart, a great creator. And last night we were talking with the wonderful lawyer extraordinaire Emily Baker, and we were talking about growing on YouTube. We were talking about monetization. It seems like a topic that I'm becoming more increasingly obsessed with. I've built my business and brand on LinkedIn since 2006. I have a podcast, which everybody needs to subscribe to. It's the #1 rated personal branding podcast on Spotify and Apple. It's just called, Nez Nation Live, Personal Branding 101. If you're listening to the podcast right now, you're listening to this show. And we have interview guests, etc., and a lot of amazing shows that you can just plug in your eardrums. I call it a free university. You can just plug in your eardrums. I'm really, really excited about that. But, YouTube to me is my favorite platform. It's the #1 platform. It's the best place to build your brand, your business, community. And I'm very partial to YouTube. So that's what my point is. That's what I talk a lot about in the Clubhouse and now Twitter Spaces, and God knows what else is going to come out. But, it seems to be something that I talk a lot about and really talk solely about. I don't really do LinkedIn rooms. You can ask me here anything about LinkedIn, anything about email lists, marketing, social media marketing. You can ask me anything you want, but it seems to me, and I know Lewis knows this and others, that I mostly host rooms about YouTube because I'm obsessed with it and I love it and I feel like I've gotten really, really good at it. I just started a new channel with a new creator. I don't like to promote, and so I'm not going to tell you who it is. And plus, it'll ruin it anyway because it's a completely, completely unique niche that's different from probably most everybody here who's listening or watching this. But we published 4 videos 2 weeks ago. We published another 2 videos recently. And the channel is already getting thousands and thousands of views. And the real-time views are thousands as well. And so really this is the power of this amazing platform called YouTube, where if you really are smart and intelligent, you listen to amazing people like Daryl Eves and others. I've got the book right here. I've been devouring this book right here. And you listen to people like Lewis and Sweeney and all these amazing creators, Joe Dexter in the house. Make sure you smash that smash button, y'all, too. Hit that like button, share this out. We want to get as many people as we can here in the mix. You can really do amazing things on this platform, more so organically than you can on any other platform. I mean, LinkedIn is still great for organic reach, but I just don't think there's anything like YouTube, and I'll tell you why. I just think that YouTube, with the royalty and the search engine and the ability for videos to pop years later, how many LinkedIn videos, how many Facebook videos, how many Instagram videos do you see popping 2-3 years after you published it? I just don't see that. I don't see that at all. And when I say royalty income, I'm making money on work. It's like the Seinfeld principle. It's like syndication. I'm making money on videos that I did the work for years ago, and I'm still making money today. Give me a job on planet Earth where, if you fix a transmission, if you do surgery on somebody, if you, take somebody's tooth out, you can still get paid for that work years later. That's called royalty income. That's like Hollywood. That's like magic. And YouTube is one of the only places that I can think of that you can do that. And so it's just one of the most powerful platforms on planet Earth. And so I love it. Jonathan is in the house. Good to see you, Jonathan. Fantastic. And so leave your questions in the form. If you're on YouTube, there's a form there. I would love for you to fill out in the pinned comment. If you're watching this somewhere else, fantastic. I am on my partner platform, StreamYard. By the way, if you want a free trial, there is a link in the description. Or just DM me. I'll send you a link. It's the greatest live stream platform on planet Earth. Yes, PC Tech says, love those residuals. Absolutely. Residual income, royalty income. There's nothing like it. There's literally nothing like it. And here's what I want to talk about, because this is the first question. I want to jump right into it. I don't want to talk too much about this, but I'm obsessed with YouTube. Why? Because it works, because it's powerful, and it can change your life. More than any other platform, I think it can change your life. And I'm happy to be proven wrong. But for me, it's literally been the biggest game changer in my brand, my business, my life, everything. Never mind the fact that I love creating videos. I love the community, this amazing, thriving Nez Nation community, bringing more humanness to this digitalness. And you have to say it like that. I absolutely just love this community. So let's jump right into it, and I'd love to hear your responses as well. And if you have any questions, please fill out the questionnaire on YouTube in the pinned comment, or feel free to just leave them in the comments and I'll get to them. It just helps me organize, because the chat, I lose track and I don't want to miss out on any questions. If you fill out the questionnaire, there's a 100% chance you're going to get it answered. I do have a client meeting today, so we're not going to go too far over. We usually go 60 minutes, but if you guys know, most of you guys know, I've been going way over, in the last couple of live streams because I love hanging out with you guys. So the first question from Instagram, this comes from Sis Went Vegan, who was in our beautiful clubhouse last night. And she says, how do I make money on YouTube before being monetized? And I love this question, because this is the biggest problem, I think, or the biggest obstacle that new creators have, is they have this mentality that I have to wait. I have to wait to get into the partner program, which is like the lowest, feasibility monetization tool is AdSense. You don't really get. I'm just now, after 5-6 years of being on YouTube, I'm just now earning really good money with AdSense, and I have over 400 uploads. So if you think AdSense is the way to go, you're sorely mistaken, because the way that I have gone full time on YouTube is through these other methodologies that I'm going to mention to you right now. Elizabeth Fisher, great to see you in the house. George Fisher in the house. The Fishers are here. I love it. The Fishers are here. Great to see you guys on LinkedIn. Thank you so much. Make sure you share this out. Make sure you comment. Make sure you hit that like button. We would really, really appreciate it. So there's so many ways to do this, Sis Went Vegan. There's so many ways to do this. Number one, you got to understand something. You're a content creator. You have a skill set that is highly marketable. Okay? So companies, brands, and businesses are dying to have even just a presence, like almost like a commercial on this amazing platform called YouTube. You can provide that service for them without them having to stress out on doing it on their own, hiring lighting people, hiring a spokesperson, hiring actors, hiring a production team, a production crew, a director. You can do all of that. And there is not a business on planet Earth, small and big or medium, that can afford not to be on these amazing platforms. I mean, radio, print, and television, really, there's a consensus now that if you're not online, you're wasting a lot of your ad dollars. And businesses are becoming more savvy and smarter, and YouTube is this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. I know YouTube's been around since 2005, but this is just the beginning. And so you have so many assets that you can leverage, and it really matters on how you position yourself. It really matters on how aggressive you are and how much you have the audacity to believe in yourself. But you can start reaching out to brands and companies today. Okay, maybe not Nike or Mountain Dew or Coca-Cola or Johnson & Johnson, but start thinking about, make a list of companies and brands that align with your principles and your values. And just literally, you need to DM them. You need to reach out to them. You need to email them. Find the social media manager or partner manager on LinkedIn. Find the individuals. You can literally search on LinkedIn. You need to go after it. You need to reach out to them. You need to pitch, and you need to pitch with power. You need to pitch with gumption, with conviction, and say, hey, my name is this. This is what I do, and make it all about them. If you have a media kit, that's fantastic. If you need a sample, or if you want to know what a media kit looks like, feel free to DM me on Instagram and send me your email, and I will send you a copy of my media kit. But you can get brand deals and sponsorships in the tens of thousands of dollars today, because here's how you do it. You want to make sure you don't undervalue yourself. You want to make sure you reach out to as many companies. You're going to get 55 no's, but you might get 2 or 3 yeses. And those 2 or 3 yeses can change the game. I highly recommend newer creators, younger creators. I don't want to say small creators, because that's not true. There's no such thing. To really reach out to companies, even local businesses, plumbing companies, carpenter companies, dry cleaning companies, laundromats, whatever. Reach out to them and see what happens. Start a conversation. I tell this to my clients all the time. Start a conversation. Conversations can take a myriad of different directions, almost taking on a life of their own. I just tweeted this morning, and you'll be surprised. You'll be amazed of how infectious your energy can be if you believe in yourself and you just really position it. Don't even talk about yourself. Don't talk about how great you are, how cool you are. Do your research. Make it all about them. Companies want ROI. They want something out of this, even if it's just having a presence on this thing called YouTube. Communicate that to them, pitch to them, say, I could make the perfect demonstration of your product or service. I can make the perfect video that will align with your company and brand. And you have that video for eternity on this amazing platform if you can optimize it for them, called YouTube. So you don't need 1 million subscribers. You don't even need 1,000 subscribers. You can start doing that now. That's one way. Good to see you, Chris. Jean-Paul, how you doing? Good to see you. Jean-Paul, we're going to be meeting very, very soon this week. I can't wait to show you what we've all been working on. Great to see you, Jean-Paul, a client of mine. Chris, great to see you, brother. So that's one way of doing it. The second, and probably the least resistant way that can be the most lucrative way to monetize your YouTube channel is affiliate marketing. And what affiliate marketing is, if you don't know what that is you can basically sign up to be an affiliate at a website like Amazon, Target, Lowe's, Home Depot, a lot of different places, even Walmart. And basically, if you like products, if you use products, you can recommend those products to your audience. And if your audience clicks on the link that you provide them, you get a commission on that. And it can be actually in perpetuity depending on what the product or service is. If it's a SaaS product, like a residual subscription type based product, like a StreamYard, which I have a link in the description down below, tiny little shameless plug. I mean, I love StreamYard. It has to be a product that you believe in. And it's a win-win situation. A lot of people feel, that it's almost salesy to mention, that you have products and links that you're affiliated with. It's not, because if you believe in the product that you're pitching, if you believe in and you use and you vouch for that, you're actually doing your audience a service, because you're saving them time on having to go search, having to go, research and find all these products, where you can actually organize it very nicely and neatly for your audience and say, hey, here are the things that I believe in. I get all the time people ask me, hey, Nez, what mic do you use? Hey, Nez, what camera do you use? Hey, Nez, what do you use for editing? What do you use? You can get affiliate links for all these things. And if you create videos, if you're a tech or kind of a product review demonstration type of creator, you can create videos where you talk about the product or service and then link the affiliate link in the description down below. And so that's an amazing way to do it. I'm a member of the Amazon Influencer Program. I would highly recommend you check out one of my videos. Maybe one of my mods can post it in the comments section in the chat, and you can check out that video on how to apply for the Amazon Influencer Program. But you can also just do it through the Amazon Associates, or like I said, go to Target, go to Walmart, wherever you like to shop, wherever you get your products, and you can sign up. There's just do a little bit of searching and you can sign up to become an affiliate. There's also kind of infrastructures designed for allowing you to sign up for multiple affiliates, like Impact, Radius, and ClickBanks. I think it's called ClickBank. ClickBanks, I think it's called. And you can do it that way too, where you can search out products and sign up to be an affiliate for them. I mean, just do a little bit of research, but affiliate marketing is a no-brainer, especially for newer, quote unquote, younger, smaller creators. It's an absolutely fantastic way to make money without being monetized. You can also do membership sites. You could do Patreon if you have a way of providing more value than your free content. You can you kind of assign perks and special VIP tier membership sites like Patreon, or even using your own kind of tools like Kajabi or what have you. I have memberships on my channel, and I provide, private coaching, private live streams. I keep it very, very simple. If you see that join button down below on the YouTube channel, that's a way to become a member of my channel. You support me. I can, I'm doing all this for free, so it helps me to keep doing this. And also you get access to me, because some of my coaching packages, are pretty expensive, and because I'm worth it, I'm the best at what I do. I know a lot of people want to get access to me. It's sort of like group coaching, if you will. And so it's just another way of positioning myself like, hey, you can get more access to me than just on the live stream or the pre-recorded videos by becoming a member. That's another great way to monetize if you really research that and you're smart about that. That's another way. And I don't want to kind of, there's so many other ways too, Sis Went Vegan, that, that you can do this. And so my point is, do your research. Do what you can to understand that there's so many different ways to skin this cat. You don't have to wait till you get monetized by YouTube. You don't have to wait till you join the partner program, because that can take a very, very long time. And so make sure that you just research this stuff, and you're coming to the right place. You're coming to me. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, Dexter is I'm going to get to your question next, Joe. Dexter is a member of our channel, and he's absolutely fantastic. Yes, Sweeney, I would highly recommend that you make a video about your affiliate products, because there's so many ways to make money online that it doesn't have to even necessarily be through your YouTube channel. There's just so many ways to do this online that, it's fantastic. We're living in the greatest opportunity. Literally, this is the greatest opportunity ever. I mean, for being a content creator, being somebody who can monetize in so many different ways. Hey, Brian, good to see you. Brian's in the house. Hey, by the way, if you're just joining us, welcome, because, I don't know if you know this, but you're watching Nez Nation Live. We go live every single Sunday. This is Office Hours edition. We go live every single Sunday right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and more. And I answer all your questions. And so if you have any questions, we go live every single Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you click subscribe, click follow on LinkedIn, hit that bell notification on YouTube so every time we go live, you don't miss a thing. And also make sure you subscribe to our award-winning podcast, because all of these shows, if you're listening to this on the podcast, love you to death. All of these shows end up on the podcast as well. And we'd love to see you here live, podcast listeners. I totally love podcasts. I love Clubhouse. I think audio is just a beautiful way of getting amazing information and connecting with people, and it's going to grow and grow and grow. And so I'm so grateful for you guys, podcast listeners, audio listeners. But we'd love to also see you here live where you can ask specific questions and get your questions answered. So make sure that you go check out our podcast on Spotify, Apple. It's just called Nez Nation Live, Personal Branding 101, helping you to really do your thing and get paid doing it. Why is that important? Because life is short. And before I get to Joe's question, I'm going to get a little deep here for a second. And it'll only take a second. We have a friend, very close friend in our neighborhood, in our city, our town, who is experiencing a very serious medical condition right now. And she's just an absolute sweetheart. And, her poor husband, she's got like 4 kids. It's an extremely difficult time right now. She's actually going into surgery tomorrow. It's pretty critical. She's been in ICU. And, without giving too much information, it just hits home. It blasts me with the fact that life is too short. All your grudges, all the things that you're worried about, those little itty bitty, stupid little stressful things that eat you up inside. It's like tiny little paper cuts that add up and destroy you. You need to really take the time to introspect and ask yourself, is this worth it? Make the decision today. Is this worth it, what I'm worried about? Do I really need to keep up with the Jones? Do I really need to worry about that telephone call I had with customer service at AT&T? Do I really need to worry about, there's so many small, insignificant piranhas in your life that will slowly eat you up if you don't decide today where to place your attention. Your attention is power. What you give attention to, you give power to. You give attention to negative thoughts, they have power over you. You give attention over negative people, they have power over you. You give attention to a negative job, a negative boss, it has power over you. You have the power to change all this right now. Right this second. You can leave this stream, make the decision right now. Leave this podcast right now. Go make a change. You have the power to do this. You are the sovereign of your life. Nobody can do it for you. And so the reason I bring up this medical nightmare of a close friend of our families is my wife, close friend of my wife's and our families, is that if that doesn't demonstrate that life is too short, if that doesn't demonstrate that, this thing goes by fast, and like my man Ferris Bueller says, you could blink and next thing you know, it moves right past you. And so you got to stop once in a while, take a look around, take inventory, audit yourself, audit your life, and try to figure out what is really important, because it'll change your life. And we get these little beautiful reminders. And maybe you hearing me saying this is the reminder that you need to finally make a difference, to finally change. And I'm telling you right now, this is the greatest opportunity to change your career, to start and scale your very own side hustle, side business, to start creating value in the form of content creation, to build your influence, build your thought leadership, and make money doing it. Make insane money doing it if you do it right and if you work your butt off. Because it is hard, okay? I've said this before. Lewis knows this. Others know this. It's very, very hard. I run multiple businesses. I've got a wife. I've got a mortgage. I've got kids. I still work part-time at the university at a very low load level because the pay is crap, but I love teaching. It's in my DNA. It's in my blood. YouTube is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Creating and maintaining and sustaining this brand is the hardest thing I've ever done in life. But there's nobility. There's nobility in that struggle. And it's just very, very powerful. Anyway, end rant. But, it's really important. It's super, super important. Yeah, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, Lewis. It's great to see you guys. It's always a pleasure. So let's get to the next question. And by the way, leave your questions in the chat down below. There's a pinned comment on YouTube where you can fill out this really easy questionnaire. And our next question comes from my man, Joe Dexter from Dexter Media. His channel and brand name is Dexter Media. And his question is, how do you see branding for business changing over the next few months? Oh my God, this is so good. Okay, I'm going to copy this and put this in the comments so everybody can see this. This is from Joe. Okay, this is from Joe right here. I'm going to put this up on screen. Joe asks, how do you see branding for business changing over the next few months as we enter back into a post-COVID world? I think that what we realize more than ever, Joe, because this is such a great question. What we realize more than ever is that if there's anything that COVID has taught us, it's that we need to be flexible. We need to adapt. Adaptation is absolutely key. And people don't do business with buildings. People don't do business with logos. People don't do business with Facebook ads, with Instagram ads, with YouTube pre-roll ads. They do business with people. And if there's anything Clubhouse has taught us, something I've been saying forever. I mean, what's our mission statement here? What's our mission statement here at Nez Nation? Somebody put that in the chat right now. What's our mission statement here? Bringing more what to more what? Somebody leave that in the comments down below. I want to see it. I want to see it because I know y'all know, and I don't even want to say it until one of y'all say it first. What is our mission statement here at Nez Nation? Somebody tell me. What is our mission statement? Please, for the love of God, somebody tell it to me. And so, Joe, I love this question because it's such a powerful question, and I don't know when we're going to enter. Hopefully sooner than later, we can enter a post-COVID world and really put this behind us. And it seems like with the vaccinations that we're getting a lot closer to this. Yes, there it is. Thank you so much. We got two beautiful answers, bringing more humanness to this digitalness. That is it right there. And so I've been saying this for years. I'm living proof of this. I'm living proof that, if you bring more humanness to your brand, to your business, to your conveyances, to your marketing, to your communications, to your presence, to your digital presence, that you're going to be fantastic because you're going to find the right people to work with. The right people are going to really be dedicated and devoted to you and your brand. And it's a win-win. It just snowballs. And so I love this question because to me, it doesn't change. The same thing matters, which is being more human in your interactions, in your communications, and with Twitter Spaces and Clubhouse and all of these apps that are actually putting the social back into social media, not just, posting for vanity, not just posting for because, my social media manager said I need to post, or not just being on YouTube because it's the thing to do is to be on YouTube, but to actually identify what is it that I can bring to the table? What is my purpose and how do I communicate that? That is everything. And so I'm not even sure if I answered your question because to me, nothing changes. To me, the same, premise is everything to me, which is just being more human with your customers, your clients, your audience, being more accessible. I tweeted something the other day, Joe, and everybody watching and listening, I tweeted something the other day about having a service mindset. Like you don't have a business if you don't have customers, and you don't have a YouTube channel if you don't have an audience. So learn how to serve your audience and you will be, you'll win. And it got a bunch of great comments and great likes, but like everything on social media, there's always one or two, right? And so this one guy, he was a young guy, and I'm not judging him. He was a great guy. One guy said, "Well, what do you mean by serving your audience? Like, what am I, a server at a restaurant? What does that mean? Like, what? Yeah, this is my. The only reason I use this coffee cup, it says the snuggle is real. The only reason I use this coffee cup is because it's the biggest one I have right now. I'm not really crazy about the text, but it's the biggest one. It allows me to hold the most coffee, the most water, what have you. The StreamYard one that they gave me, I love you, StreamYard, but it's just not big enough for me, man. I'm a big dude. I need a lot of agua. I need a lot of cafe. So, I don't like to refill all the time. I need big. What do you mean by serving? What do you mean by serving your audience? What am I, a server at a restaurant? I feel like that's exactly what he sounded like. I'm probably wrong, and I'm not judging him, but it's just the way he said it. And he was a young guy, too. I said, hey, man, if you're just doing it for yourself, that's fantastic. If you're just creating for yourself, there's nothing wrong with that, but don't expect to have an audience if you don't know what they need. And so this is happening all over. Like, businesses are needing to adapt. Employers are needing to adapt. Company culture is really, really important. If your top talent is not happy and doesn't feel fulfilled and purposeful, they're going to go to your competitors. If you're a supervisor, an executive, a quote unquote boss, and you treat your employees and your staff like dirt, they're going to go to your competitors. If you treat your customers and you treat your clients in an adversarial way, and you have this huge ego and you feel that they're lucky to have you, you're going to lose your clients and customers. If you're humble and you adapt and you adopt an eternal learning mindset, which means you're always trying to get better, you're not complacent, and you understand that humans are always first. You always understand that you are last. You're last in the line of importance. You as the business owner, you as the content creator. Some of you might disagree with me, but this is, if you want to be successful, this is the formula. You got to put them first. In your thumbnail, in your title, in your content, the first 30 seconds, don't talk about yourself, make it all about them. In your advertising, in your marketing, in your business, in your products, in your services, nobody cares about you. They care about themselves first. Your employees don't care about you. They want to know what's in it for them first. And so if you create a culture as an employer that people feel like they are included, people feel that they belong, people feel that they have a voice, you're going to have the best company on planet Earth. Just go human, man. It's a human thing. And so nothing changes, Joe. I know that's kind of a long-winded answer. I'm giving a lot of long-winded answers, but I think it relates. I think it's really, really powerful. Yeah, exactly, Lewis. I love that. I'd rather serve a YouTube audience than a table at a restaurant. I was a bartender in my 20s. And so actually, it's really funny you say that because, yeah, exactly. I love this, Jonathan. Jonathan says the irony is that a server needs to serve their audience, patrons, in order to get paid. You have to serve first. Yeah. It's like looking at service as a negative thing is really where you need to look at yourself in a different light. You need to take a quick, sort of self-assessment and really analyze and kind of shift your definition of this thing called service. And don't get me wrong, like, are there clients and customers that are wrong? Of course. I don't believe that the customer and client is always right. And you need to stand your ground. If something is, impugning on your principles and your values and it goes against your ethics or what have you, you gotta say bye-bye sometimes. It happens. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you make it all about you, if you make your marketing, if you make your advertising, if you make your brand, if you make your content, if you make your business, if you make your services all about you, I promise you that's a recipe for losing. It's the perfect recipe for losing. No, I am not going to snaz. No sneezing. This is the no sneeze zone. By the way, if you're just joining us, welcome. You're watching Office Hours with yours truly. I am your personal branding coach, Professor Nez, business owner. I love, love, love creating content that helps you earn more, grow faster, and stress less. We go live every single Sunday, y'all. Every single Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We also do have our interview show, too. We had the great Daryl Eves, who has a fantastic book out now. And he was on our show. He was our last interview guest. And we got some more great people lined up that are going to come on the show. So you want to click subscribe. You want to click like. You want to share this out because this is the greatest community on planet Earth. It's the Nez Nation community, bringing more humanness to this digitalness. So very, very excited to see you guys as always. I hope does that help at all, Joseph? I hope that helps, and I hope that makes sense because literally it's just the same thing over and over again. If you want to succeed, I don't care how advanced we get with technology. It's a human thing. And you gotta be there for your humans. That's really, really important. Dexter says, treat your business, clients, audience, mom, dad, kids, wife, everything how you want to be treated. Plain and simple. Beautifully said, brother. I could not agree more. That's exactly right. And you know, it's so funny. Like the thing that's impeding you from happiness is the thing that you think is belittling to you. Like this guy who responded on Twitter and saying, what do you mean serving? I'm not a servant. It's like, oh yeah, well, what's making you happy? What's your goal? What's your objective? Well, I want to keep my business and my brand as long as I can because I'm in control and I love doing what I do. And I'm not beholden to the university. I'm not beholden to anybody except for myself. And I set a very, very high standard. And I want to continue that. And I want to continue providing for my family and myself while doing something that I love to do. And so like the recipe for that is what Joe just said, which is, making sure that I go above and beyond what's paid for. I go above and beyond what people ask for. It's kind of another sort of way of looking at it is promise little, but over deliver. Don't overpromise, but over deliver. Sorry, that's a better way of putting it. So that way, the reason I have over 220 recommendations on my LinkedIn profile from actual clients, which I dare you to find another personal branding coach, online business owner who has even close to that. I would be shocked. And actually, I would love to challenge you to find anybody on LinkedIn that has as many recommendations that I do. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying, here's the recipe. If you want to know what the formula is, this is the formula, is I make sure that whoever pays for my services, I make sure that whoever opts into my content, whoever clicks on that video, clicks on that thumbnail and title, they're going to get exactly what they hope for and a whole lot more. That's the recipe. And so COVID, post-COVID, pre-COVID, doesn't matter. The only thing that I fear that's going to happen in a post-COVID world is we're going to see a lot of lingering traumas and lingering anxieties. I don't want people to feel like a shell of themselves. There's going to be some sort of post-traumatic stress syndrome. There's going to be a lot of PTSD from COVID. And I don't just mean walking back into hotels and restaurants and things like that and social environments, but I think even business owners and I think brands, there's going to be some PTSD. And a lot of people are going to feel lost on how to really associate and acclimate to the new post-COVID world. And so I'm here to tell you nothing changes. Nothing changes. The only thing that we can expect is to adapt and really look at the data in front of us, look at the information, listen to our customers, listen to our clients, listen to our audience. Somebody on Clubhouse mentioned this to me, and the great Emily Baker, Miss Badass Lawyer herself, who was with me last night, she has amazing live streams, and she loves live streaming, and she's doing amazing stuff on her channel. I don't actually use live streaming as a growth strategy. As a matter of fact, all of my top performing videos, not one of them is a live stream. But this is my way of listening. I use live streaming because I love it. I love hanging with you guys every single Sunday. I love hanging and bringing experts, guests like Daryl Eves and others, on my show to help you to grow your impact and income online, which includes YouTube and so many other things. But it's not necessarily a growth strategy for me. It's not like these live streams are helping me grow my channel. Now, they're helping me grow in so many other ways that are immeasurable, especially like with the podcast and with the fact that accessibility and knowing exactly who I am and what have you is a very powerful thing, because then you get to know me better. I'm more three-dimensionalized, and that helps in so many other ways that are immeasurable. But this is my listening device. That's what this is for me. This is my ability to just hang out with you guys and just talk and be human and say, hey, I'm a living thing. I'm not just this pre-recorded, branding business dude. I'm a human being too. I've got vulnerabilities. I've got inequities. I've got stresses. I've got problems, right? Let's come together and chat. Why does it always feel good? It always feels good to talk about stuff. I mean, this is like neuroscience, right? We're social mammals. And what Clubhouse and these other places have done is they've put the social back in this thing called social media. The operative word is not media. The operative word is social. Why does it always feel good to talk about it? You guys, as much as I hope and pray with every fiber of my being that you're getting something out of this show, that you're actually getting help, and you're getting, even if it's just like a little molecule of a pick-me-up, which is so powerful, can sprout into this beautiful forest of inspiration. Even if it's just something as small as that, it means the world to me. But I want to let you know, Nez Nation, you inspire me. You guys inspire me. Lewis, Dexter, Jonathan, Sweeney, the Fishers, you guys inspire me. Brian, you guys inspire me. And so it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street, and I'm extremely grateful for that. Yeah. I love that, Lewis. Your audience are not people. Yes, the greatest moderator in Clubhouse history, Lewis Vega, Mr. Camera Junkie. And Lewis, we need to talk, because we still need to talk cameras. I'm still in the market to get a new camera for my recording, and so I know you're the man to talk to. I'm thinking Sony, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. And so I love Sony because of the autofocus and the ZV-1 and all that. But yeah, Lewis is absolutely dope. He is the greatest moderator in Clubhouse history. I always think of Lewis. Sometimes I'll be scrolling through Clubhouse and I'll see these rooms. How to be a great moderator. You want to be a good moderator? Come inside this room. And I'm like, man, if Lewis isn't in there, it's not even, that room's false, man. Because Lewis is the greatest moderator in Clubhouse history. If you've been in a room, that's why I always tweet to Lewis. I always ask Lewis. I say, hey, Lewis, are you available? I want you, man, because Lewis is perfect at keeping the room organized, fluid, moving, paced beautifully. He's just the man. And he's got the greatest sound effects, too. So I absolutely love that. Yes, Lewis is dope. Yeah, very nicely said, Jonathan. I love that. Let's see if we have any other questions here. Okay, we do. Let's see here. Okay, so we have one from, let's see. Our next question is from David. David Heartless. Heartless is his brand name. I love that. I really love that. That's a great name right there. Thank you for filling out the questionnaire. I'm going to bring your question up here. Hopefully it will actually... Oh, Bush 1900 in the house. Good to see you, Bush 1900, over on Twitch. Fantastic to see you, Bush. Long time no see, brother. How is everything? Great to see you. The A7 III. It's a little... I don't know if I need the Sony A7 III? I mean, that's like a $6,000 camera, is it not? I mean, I think it is. Here's a question from David. David says, hey, Nez, after studying the algorithm and researching in the area of YouTube analysis, I'm quite close to landing a job, and the negotiations for pay are coming up. How should I load? Should I be asking? Okay, after studying the algorithm and researching in the area of YouTube analysis, I'm quite close to landing a job, and the negotiations for pay are coming up. Let me see. Should I be asking for a small percentage? Oh, okay. It didn't load the entire. I see what happened. It didn't load the entire comment. So let me just take that off. Okay. And let me read your question up here in its entirety. After studying the algorithm and researching in the area of YouTube analysis, I'm quite close to landing a job, and the negotiations for pay are coming up. How should I load? Should I be asking for a small percentage of revenue, a flat amount that increases with the success of the channel? I'd love your input. Thanks. Okay, I'm a little confused, and maybe I'm not the only one. Great to see you. Yeah, great to see you. Great to see you, Heartless. I'm a little bit confused. When you say that are you working on a channel with somebody? Are you what exactly are you doing? Exactly, Heartless. And Heartless, you know what I'm going to do is if you want to come in on the stream and talk about this, I don't know if you're available right now. I can send you the link to your email if you want me to. If you want to, do you have any ability to come on? I can bring you on the stream right now if you want. Let's see if I can do this real fast. Whoops. Yeah, so if you wanna come in on the stream, I don't know if you are, but this seems like a really interesting question, and I know you've been in a lot of rooms on Clubhouse, and it's always a pleasure. And I'm gonna send you to your email. I'm gonna send you the link to join. Okay, and so you should be getting that in about 5 seconds. And so yeah, if you want to come on the stream. Just remember, this is advertiser friendly. But I'm curious because this is a really interesting question, and I don't think I even understand what you're asking. So I think it would be better if you came on. So I just sent you the link. Whenever you come on in. Happy to see you. If you're just joining us right now, I don't know if I've mentioned this or not, but you're watching Office Hours with yours truly. I am your personal branding coach, online business owner, content creator, live streamer, podcaster, author, speaker, holy macadamia nut. We go live every single Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's so great to see you all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Always, always love seeing you guys in the house. And so it's always, always appreciated. Yeah, Sony A7. I mean, Sony A7 III. I mean, that's an awesome camera, and I have no problem. I could purchase that. I just don't. I'm not the most technical. I'm not a photographer, and so I'm a big fan of easy. I'm a big fan of simplification, and I do know that the Sony ZV-1 is a really powerful tool. And it's really easy to use. So I'm thinking about bringing that in there. Wayburn is in the house. No problem, brother. No, I know you got church. I know you got church, man, Walter. It's always fantastic to see you. Okay, let's see if we can bring, yeah, ZV-1 is fantastic. Let's see if we can bring Heartless. I don't see any camera or anything there. Heartless, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, and you don't have to start your camera if you don't want to. But I'm just really curious. First of all, welcome to the show, brother. Good to see you. Well, sort of see you. But yeah, man, I know you've been in a lot of Clubhouse rooms, and I'm happy to have you jump in here for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to kind of give more context on your question?
Yeah, no, I think there was a couple of mistakes that was a result of the autocorrect. I think it said load for some reason when I meant to say approach it. But yeah, I'll just give a wee bit of background. So like, I've been watching YouTube for like 8 years, in fairness. So like at the start of quarantine last year, I was thinking of career paths. And so like, I love YouTube. I've been watching it like a lot more than television, And I thought about type of career paths, and I was thinking the creator avenue, and like that's kind of put by the wayside at the minute. But then I was thinking about statistics and the algorithm. So I started coming up with these, making small channels just to test out different hypotheses I had about like the YouTube algorithm. So, for example, just like if you change your thumbnail, does it have any effect on whether it's pushed or stuff like that? And over that,
really quickly, David, is this a channel that you're working with partners? Like it's part of
Yes,
your.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay, okay, cool. And
I was
how?
just getting
Let me
to
just
it.
ask you really quickly, David. What is the investment on each individual, and how many people?
Excuse me?
How many? So you said there's a couple of people in the channel, right, that are working together.
Oh, yes. So
So
no,
yeah, what's the yeah?
so I'll just explain it. So yeah, I learned my thing. I just sent him an email and he said he'd be interested, right? And so it's one guy and he's got about 20K subs. And I saw his channel, and the reason I picked him to like reach out was because I believe in his content, and I think what he needs is just that little push on the algorithm, just with thumbnails and titles. And yeah, that's essentially what we were working on. So like we have a deal where I help him out with 2 videos just as like a grace period, and I have one done, and he seems very happy. Now, uh, so we're supposed to be meeting after the second video to talk about pay. And like I'm quite young, and the thing is I don't have a lot of experience with that type of business situation, and that's why I asked you the question, because like my expertise, like my limited expertise, would be in the YouTube algorithm and that type of stuff, and that's why I came on and asked the question. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
no, I'm glad you. I'm glad you kind of explained it a little bit more fully. And so, if I understand your question, so your specialty is in YouTube SEO and
yeah,
analysis, and you've been excelling at that as far as helping this creator, correct?
yeah.
And now your question is, be more specific. So, what is the under? What's the bottom line? What do you want?
So
What are you asking?
how should I approach this negotiation? Because the negotiation will be like, how will I be paid? And like, I'm
Yes.
putting in a bit of work in, a good bit of work into it. And
Are you
I
getting paid right now? Are you getting paid right now,
no,
David?
it's like a grace period. He
Okay,
said,
it's a grace period. Yeah.
yeah. So like,
Yeah,
you
so
help me
if
with
I
this.
would do this if I were you. I love this question. This is a great question, and we got a lot of great creators in the chat too. I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. But this is fantastic. This is a great question. So I would literally just be very upfront and honest and say, look, I feel I bring a lot to the table. I like working with you, but my time is valuable to me, and it's worth me getting compensated. And so I would actually put the onus on them first. Say like, what would you guys think is a fair share of my services and how I'm helping the channel? What would be something that would be fair for everyone? Put it on them, because they're experienced maybe with the kind of if he has 20,000 subs, they might be more experienced in the sense that they know what they usually pay. I'd love to hear from them first. And then here's what I would say, David: don't accept immediately. What I want you to do actually is come back to me on Instagram, DM me. I want you to first find out what their offer is, what do they think is fair, and then say, okay, I really appreciate that. And I just have a little bit of time to think about it, and I'll get back to you with an answer. Because don't just say yes. Even if it sounds like it's too good to be true, don't say yes immediately. Just say, hey, that's really cool. I appreciate that. I would love to, just if it's okay with you, can I have a day or two to think about it, and I'll get back to you. And then I'd love for you to come back to me, or come back on Clubhouse or whatever. Just DM me on Instagram, and then I'd love to see what that offer is, and then that's where you can really discuss: is this fair to me? Is this fair for my time? I mean, it depends on how much you're bringing to the table. It sounds like you're bringing a lot to the table, and you're helping the channel grow, and it's successful. And so it's really important to break down the numbers. Like, what are they investing in it? What are they getting out of it? How much money are they getting? How much money are they making? And then really just being fair and honest about it. Does that make sense, David?
Yeah, and it's just the why I'm apprehensive is I can see that this channel's gonna grow quite a lot, and at the minute, like maybe he doesn't have the means to pay quite a bit. But I'm making a wild prediction, but I do think that in like a couple of months he will have a lot more to like actually pay, and
Are
I'm just
you
worried.
somebody who's like David? Are you somebody who's like you're pressed for money, or you need to start earning some money now?
Oh
Or
no,
you
no.
no?
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
why I'm like, I'm just thinking because just of the long term of it. So like, should I? So that goes back to the original
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Should I be going asking for like a small percentage of the revenue instead of just a flat fee that goes up over time? So that's the main question.
I think that that is one way you can definitely do it, especially because it's based on results rather than just some random arbitrary number. So if I were you, and definitely I love just getting more context on how much you're bringing to the table, and also that you're not somebody who's starving in the streets, right?
Yeah.
And you also you said something really important that I just heard you say, David, which is you see this being a long term thing, and you see success growing and growing, and this could be something huge. And so, maybe asking what's a fair percentage of the revenue that you get from the channel that you'd be willing to share with me, and then see what they come up with. And then I would say, thank you so much. Let me think about it, and I'll get back to you, because you don't want to say yes, because it can seem really, especially when you're negotiating, it can seem very overwhelming at first, and you almost feel like you have to say yes, or you almost feel like you have to say no, or whatever. Always say, even if the number is amazing, like they say 50%, just say it. Let me think about it, and say thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I just want to kind of. I like to think things through. I'm an analytical person. I mean, you're an SEO guy, so you're obviously analytical. So it's perfect. And then just ask some people you trust. Hopefully, you'll ask me and DM me. I would definitely say that's a better way of doing it, because when you ask for a percentage of revenue, when you ask for a percentage of the actual income coming from the channel, it's based on the actual results, not just a flat arbitrary fee that if the channel isn't succeeding, you're still getting paid. And then you won't feel bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I would do it. I completely love it. You already kind of answered your own question. Does
Mm.
anybody in the chat have anything to offer David? And why Heartless? Why Heartless Media? I'm just
I don't know.
curious. I think I asked you
think,
this on Clubhouse, didn't I?
yeah, no, I think I had to go before I could answer the question, but I think a lot of people in like my generation, we grew up on Xbox. Like, if you ever hear about why Mr. Beast is called Mr. Beast, that was his old Xbox name, and it was my old Xbox name.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. I
Yeah.
dig it. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I
Like,
like that.
I hate to say that there's not a huge story behind it, but yeah, that's it.
No
It's
worries. No, no, no. I was just curious because you're the furthest thing from heartless as far as I can tell. Like
I mean,
you're very heartful, if anything. So no, I love it. Yeah. And so David, here's what I would do if I were you. And I'm gonna kind of put you back in the green room after this. But I would definitely, because I think that's the smarter way to go, is to ask for a percentage and see what's fair for them. And hopefully these people are pretty reasonable people that you're working with. It sounds like they are. I think you're going to come with a fair number, because again, it's based on results. It's not based on some, just the fact that you're doing something and you get paid no matter what, if there's growth or not. Because sometimes, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but sometimes a channel can tank. It can. It's very
yeah,
likely, and it happens a lot. I'm not saying that's going to happen here, but you, I think, would feel weird taking money if the channel wasn't growing, and they would feel bitter and resentful paying somebody if the results aren't coming. And so
yeah,
the revenue thing is based on results. I really like that, David.
yeah. Well, thanks very much, Nez. It definitely helped me out. Anyway, thank you.
I mean, I love it, brother. And I'm gonna put you back in the green room, but I just want to say really quickly, like, dude, it's always a pleasure having you. It's always a pleasure seeing you. I hope to see you more on the streams here. Please, please, please make sure that you come back and see us every Sunday. And you know where to find me on Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces. So thank you, David. It's really great to have you with us. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, that was awesome, man. David is a killer dude, and that was a really powerful question. We've got some great. We got some great comments here, David, in the chat from Rotor Deal. Good to see you, Rotor Deal. Hustleway TV in the house. Good to see you. We got some great comments and some great ideas coming from the chat right now, and so it's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, Rod Girl, Rodgree TV. Yeah, so I actually did talk about this. Somebody asked this question earlier. And so what I would ask you to do, please, is we're going to probably end the broadcast soon. But here's what I would do if I were you. I would watch the replay because I literally talked about exactly your question. I talked about exactly your question, how to get monetized on YouTube, without AdSense, without being a YouTube partner and getting sponsorships, brand deals. I went in great detail. So do me a favor, make sure you watch the replay after this broadcast is over because I literally did 20, 30 minutes on that. Okay. So please make sure that you watch that. Rotor Deal says, make sure you sign on a written agreement and have an exit strategy if all goes to hell. Yeah, you know what's really interesting about this? This is kind of like why I don't like art by committee. I would be careful, take time to jump in. Yeah. Trust your intuition. Absolutely. Like here's what always happens is that, especially for you, Walter, you can get brand deals without a question. And definitely, yeah, Rodgree TV. I literally spent 30 minutes, maybe even longer, in the first half hour of the show talking about brand deals and sponsorships. Please, I beg you, make sure you watch that because it's super valuable. This is why I always get a little bit apprehensive about not only partnering with people, or friends or what have you, or even doing collaborations sometimes, because it just, if you don't really trust the person or you don't know the person really, really well, it can be a little funky. But here's the thing. There's also a dark side to knowing the person really well, is they feel that they can kind of, get away with more stuff because they're like, quote unquote, we know each other, and they trust me. And also, real lastly, because this is another thing, because I also advise clients going into business with each other, family members, etc., husband, wife teams, what have you. Money brings out a funny side of people. I've seen families torn asunder over money. And money brings out a funny side. Whenever there's money involved, it can get really ugly quick. I'm not saying this to dissuade you. I'm not saying this to be negative. It's not always the case. Definitely not always the case. And there's a lot of great case studies and stories out there. But just be alert. Just be aware, David. And everybody who's watching and listening to this, that there is a funny thing that happens to people once money gets involved. That's just how it is. Hey, Hustle Sway TV asks, what program is this you are using for streaming? Love this question because one of my very earliest forms of content creation 5+ years ago was live streaming. I was an early adopter of Periscope, early adopter of Facebook Live, YouTube Live, LinkedIn Live. I've been live streaming probably longer than any other form of content, and I've tried every single platform on planet Earth, Hustle Sway. And everything from OBS, Streamlabs, to Ecamm, Switcher Studio, FireTalk, I've tried them all. And the best one by far is the one I'm using right now, StreamYard. And if you want a free trial, full disclosure, I am a partner, but I vouch for them. I'm using the platform. I mean, I use this on my brand and my business, and I use it on my podcast. It's the greatest live streaming, easiest. It's browser-based. There's no downloading. There's no updating. It's just so easy, and you can multi-stream in so many different locations. And so I've even tried Restream too. And so I still think StreamYard is the best. Restream's great too. Ecamm's great. There's a lot of great ones out there. But just for me, for the ease and comfort and user friendliness and the interface and the fact that I can bring up comments so easily, the fact that I can, bring up all these cool banners. I've got my ticket taper. I can talk about my show. I've got great videos I can put up there. It's just everything in one place. Everything in one place. And it's super, super easy. And so really, really interesting. Okay, that's fine, Rotordeal. Rotordeal says he moved to Restream because it was cheaper. Same thing. Yeah, it's really funny. Restream has really adopted, and I was actually there in their beta studio. I was actually hired by them to, full disclosure, I did a sponsored video with them about 7-8 months ago where I did a beta run of Restream Studio, and I'm sure it's a lot better now And so it depends on your personal preference. I'm just telling you, Hustle Sway, that I feel StreamYard is the best. That's just my opinion. It sounds like there's some other opinions in there too, and there's plenty of great streaming platforms and softwares. I just feel like this one is the best. And so I'm really happy with this one. What a great, yeah, you know what? I might be doing more of that if you guys are interested, bringing you guys up in the actual live stream, giving you a chance to promote your channel, promote your brand. This does go out to my podcast too, which is the #1 personal branding podcast on Apple and Spotify. So maybe I'll make that a kind of incentive for you guys showing up live. And maybe I'll bring people up. I'd like to vet you first just to make sure that, I know Heartless Media. I know David. He's been in Clubhouse a lot, and he's a really great creator and smart as well. And most of you guys are fantastic, but I do want to vet first. So here's what I'd like you to do is, if you're interested in coming on to the show next week, because we're going to end here pretty soon. If you're interested in coming onto the show next week, there is a pinned comment on YouTube. It is a questionnaire form. I'd like you to fill that out. Give me your channel. It's just a little simple questionnaire that you fill out. It's a Google Doc. I want you to fill that out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to potentially bring you on live, on air next week to ask your questions. So if that interests you, if that's something that you're into, and if you're advertiser friendly, because we don't use explicit language, no, nothing like that. It's very, very PG, if you will. If that's aligns with your brand and you want to come on the show, I do reserve the right to kick you off, obviously, because it's my show and my brand. But yeah, I wouldn't mind bringing people up on the actual stream to ask their question as well. But it's only going to be people who fill out the questionnaire form. So make sure you fill out that questionnaire form. It'll be there even after the stream. It's also in the description. And just so I am, let me see, I'm going to make sure that this is in the description as well. I'm going to also put this in the description. Okay, so you guys can even after the replay, if you're listening to this on the podcast, okay, and you're like, hey, I want to get on Nez's stream, I would love to ask a question. Well, then guess what? You can do so. And I'm going to put the questionnaire in the actual description, but it's there right now in the pinned comment. So make sure that you put it there. And so that's so it's actually not in there. Let me put the actual questionnaire. And so yes, I'm going to put this in the description. So there you have it. It is in the description to ask your question. And yeah, so that's awesome. Really, really excited about that. Yes, smash that button. Smash that like button. Great to see you. Great to see you, Hustle Way and Rotor Deal. You guys look like you're very similar there. Do you guys know each other or you don't know each other? Fantastic to see you. So if you're just coming in, by the way, if you're just kind of joining us, I don't know if you know this or not, but you're watching Office Hours with yours truly. I am your personal branding coach. We go live every single Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's great to have you here with us. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you click subscribe so when we go live, you don't miss an absolute thing. And I would love to have you guys here every single week joining us. I want to thank everybody who is here. I want to thank you, Nez Nation, bringing more humanness to this digitalness. I love seeing you guys every single week. I absolutely love it. It means the absolute world to me that you guys are here every single week. And I wish you guys nothing but the best. I wish you the best week possible. And if I don't see you on Clubhouse, I will see you next Sunday. Make sure you click subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification. Go in the description of the video and fill out the questionnaire form. And I will bring you up live on stage right here on the show to ask your question. Maybe even promote yourself a little bit. Get a little bit of awareness for yourself right here on Nez Nation Live. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you sooner than you think.